Is over. One man is in custody. That shelter in place has been lifted after it was in effect for hours.
The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live this morning with an update on this breaking story. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. It was a tense situation in this Fargo neighborhood located on the 700 block of 14th Street South for a domestic situation that happened overnight. It was a situation that lasted a little over 3.5 hours, and this can be located a few blocks away from NDSU. Now, a woman believed to be the suspect's spouse called police around 8:30 last night about a domestic disturbance involving a gun and shots fired. The rest of the family got out of the house safely. Then police surrounded the house and tried making contact with the man. The roads were closed and a shelter-in-place order went out to a large area as SWAT team members moved in.
The information that was relayed to them was that there was a male inside a residence with a female and at least one other child, and was threatening that female, and at least one round was fired from a firearm.
So it turns out the suspect was located in Moorhead just before midnight, and police now say it's likely the man left the Fargo home before tactical teams arrived. He's being questioned to determine if charges will be filed. So there's no word yet from Fargo PD if the woman who made the 911 call or the child that happened to be involved were hurt or injured at all in the situation. There's also no word yet on the suspect's name. We do know that person has been detained. But once we receive all the information, we'll continue to update you on valleynewslive.com. Jordan and Lisa, back to you for now.
And I know that, Brian, you are working to get that answers along with our entire Valley News Live team here, looking to get the very latest on this situation. Brian Sherrod reporting live. Thank you this morning.
We are starting off on the mild side, near 60 for a lot of us. Let's find out how warm it will get with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. Yes, it's very warm out there this morning. In early October to be in the low 60s in spots. That's pretty toasty given our average high is 63 or 62 degrees today. Here's a look at what to expect over the coming days. So for this morning, we've got the warm weather, and that's just going to continue. Warm and breezy conditions picking right back up again today. We've got plenty of sunshine ahead of us too. So great weather if you don't mind the wind, but it's going to feel a lot more like fall coming up here toward the end of the week and into the weekend with temperatures starting their slide. So some changes on the way. Here's a look at that sunrise in Fargo. This is at Luther Family Ford Skycam. You can see clear skies, that nice orange glow. Sun not up though until 7:33 this morning, getting later and later, and that sunset unfortunately getting sooner and sooner. And that's going to be before the 7 o'clock hour here this evening. Here's a look at what to expect as you step outside in Fargo. 58 degrees right now. Wind is out of the south-southeast at 15 miles per hour. Moorhead is at 57. In Moorhead, or rather Grand Forks, we're looking at conditions that are just about the same. 58 degrees, clear skies, wind out of the south and steady at 14 miles per hour too. And we're going to see those winds gusting out of the south again into some 20s to some 30s today. What we won't see is much rain, a few clouds passing by right now. We don't have much at all on the radar screen. And so out at the bus stop this morning, nice and dry, shouldn't be a problem to be out there here today. In fact, temperatures not too chilly for the kids as well, with temperatures back into the 50s to some low 60s as we start off this morning. 8 o'clock, plenty of sun. 3 o'clock heading home, plenty of sun and plenty of wind as well. We'll see those wind speeds out of the south steady in the teens, gusting again higher than that. And your temperature at 3 o'clock at least 81 in Fargo, so warm one to head home from school. And we keep this warm weather around today. Tomorrow will still be breezy as well. Friday changes start. We'll have a chance for some showers or thunder showers later in the day, something to watch for. And then, of course, the weekend, unfortunately, right as we move into Saturday, a chance for rain. And we keep that cool weather around, feeling a lot more like fall to start next week.
Okay, fall is on the way. Finally, I guess. It's October, so it's okay. Thank you, Lisa.
We have new information this morning on a head-on car crash in the Southern Valley. The North Dakota Highway Patrol is now identifying the man who was seriously hurt as 40-year-old Ian Sockerson of Hermosa, South Dakota. DUI charges are pending against him.
State troopers say it happened along Highway 13 near Winemere around 2 yesterday morning when Sockerson swerved into oncoming traffic. The driver of the semi has minor injuries.
We are learning more about why West Fargo's former assistant police chief was placed on leave before stepping down. Valley News Live got a hold of more than 250 pages of internal investigations which allege unprofessional behavior like belittling or embarrassing other employees, as well as refusing to perform assigned duties.
Most of the investigation stems from an email Boyer sent to the police department in April, 3 days after the Derek Chauvin verdict, talking about the treatment of law enforcement. The police chief says the email undermined his ability to lead the department. You can read the entire internal investigation for yourself. Just go to valleynewslive.com. We're also learning more about the deadly officer-involved shooting last month west of Mandan. The Morton County State's Attorney's Office says after careful review, Trooper Stephen Mayer won't be charged.
They say he was justified in shooting his gun in defense of himself and others. That shooting happened back on September 7th, starting with a call about a reckless driver. When the chase ended, a trooper fired his weapon, resulting in the death of a 45-year-old man from Billings, Montana. A 10-year-old girl continues to fight for her life after her bike got tangled up in the wheels of a semi-truck in Crookston.
The girl's family says Kaylee Acevedo had to have her right leg amputated and her left leg is broken. Her mom says Kaylee was able to open her eyes yesterday, smile a little, and squeezed her mom's hand. The Minnesota State Patrol says the semi-driver was making a right turn when Kaylee's bike got caught in the back wheels. A motorcycle passenger has died after a crash last month in South Fargo. The Highway Patrol says the 32-year-old died Monday of injuries suffered in that crash that happened September 15th in the 4600 block of University Drive. Charges are being considered for both the driver of the motorcycle and the driver of the vehicle involved.
We now know the name of a West Fargo man who died in a crash on I-94 in Fergus Falls. The State Patrol has identified the victim as 64-year-old Dwayne Heidemann. He was heading west on I-94 when his vehicle left the road and then rolled into the median.
An accused murderer is out on the streets after bailing out of jail. Idris Haji Mohammed is charged with second-degree murder with intent for the September 10th shooting death of Abdi Abdi.
Court documents show that he obtained a $1 million bond from Midwest Bonding and was then released from the Clay County Jail. Haji Mohammed was arrested 3 days after that shooting. Authorities say he chased the victim through a parking lot, shooting at him more than 10 times. Body cam video is now giving us an up-close look this morning at the dramatic rescue of a Twin Cities deputy trapped inside a burning vehicle. The Ramsey County Deputies Federation says a stolen car going more than 100 miles an hour slammed into the deputy's squad car back in March.
The video shows another deputy and an officer getting him out of that smoking car just seconds before flames took over. AstraZeneca is asking the FDA for emergency approval of a drug which the company claims can protect against COVID. They say their AZD7442 is a long-acting antibody combination that would prevent a person from getting symptoms of COVID-19. Vaccines right now rely on an intact immune system in order to develop targeted antibodies and infection-fighting cells.
The new drug would already contain lab-made antibodies that linger in the body for months and provide protection against infection. Phase 3 data showed that the drug demonstrated a significant reduction in the risk of developing symptomatic COVID-19. If authorization is granted by the FDA, the drug would be the first long-acting antibody to receive an emergency use for the prevention of COVID-19.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is calling on lawmakers to approve a new series of measures to respond to the pandemic. This time it includes vaccine and testing requirements for teachers, school staff, and long-term care workers.
The governor has asked lawmakers to also reinstate a series of waivers and enact other relief to allow hospitals, nursing homes, and child care centers to respond more effectively to a surge in cases. Well, how does this sound for you? $5.29 for 1 gallon of gas.
No good.
Yeah, no good. That's what people in Los Angeles are paying these days, though. It's the highest price since 2012, and experts say people should brace for gas prices to get more expensive.
The spikes come after oil prices go up because of energy shortages across the globe. Add to that increased demand for travel and the delivery of consumer goods now that more people are getting back to work. Now, here in the FM area, Gas Buddy shows a gallon of regular is $2.90 a gallon.
Let's get the answer now to that question of the morning on Facebook. Our question, most people consider this a priority, but they don't do it.
The answer, eat breakfast. eat breakfast this morning. The Valley Today continues right now on the Fargo CW.